Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Follow Sketch Friday Post-it Note Edition. So this is the sketch that I have worked out on this Post-it note. Very minimal, meaning there is no embellishment on here. So if you choose to do no embellishment, that's on you. If you want to embellish it up, that's on you too. I am going to embellish this, but I am a big fan of paper layers, and this has a lot of paper layers and 2 photos. Technically, I guess you could probably make that 3 photos if you put a photo there as well. But I am excited for this sketch. These are my photos, so let's see what I can do.
Guys, so I'm going to start off with those papers that I pulled out because I was really feeling them. I really like this dark paper along with this floral and that soft pink. It flat out does it for me. You know, sometimes you have a color combination and you're like, yeah, this might work. And then sometimes you have a color combination, you're like, yeah, this might work. And it works and you love it. That was this moment. I love this paper. I am going to do a very light distress to the edges. It's not going to be a whole lot, which I have done in the past, like had a whole lot going on there. And I go ahead and get that down. Look at that. Isn't that floral just pretty on that background? And I am going to tell you guys, there is a butterfly kind of peeking out from that background, but you really can't see it. So I'm not stressing out about it, right? Like it's not really on my radar, so it is completely fine. I'm saying it's fine. I am going to place this striped paper with the stripes going vertically. I did think about making that my horizontal element, but I feel like that would be what I normally go for. Like that would be my go-to, is to make that a horizontal element. So I wanted to do a little bit of something different. Not crazy different, obviously, but enough so that I feel like there is a difference. And sure enough, I feel like there is a difference there. So makes me happy, right? Like I am happy with my life, happy with my photos, happy with everything. I am going to trim down the photos, and that is because I don't have 12 by 12 vellum, and I really do need to spend the time to source some 12 by 12 vellum. But I do have the 8.5 by 11 vellum, and that is going to work for me while I kind of get this layout done. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off one of those wood planks also on the patterned paper. That is actually going to be my horizontal element, and I am still in love with this. Unfortunately, that gold striped paper, which I thought I was going to cut out some of the stripes, some of the gold to make me a stripe, that doesn't make it onto the page. I just was not feeling it, right? Like at the time, I wasn't really feeling any gold on the page. I end up with gold on the page because I do make this layout happen over a couple of days, right? Like it doesn't happen in the same day, which is okay too, right? Like nobody says you have to complete a layout from start to finish in one sitting. You can take your time, you can come back to it, you can basically do whatever the heck you want to do, right? So I do trim down the photos here because of my vellum issue. But I do like this yellow October afternoon paper for this layout. It is a pretty graphic paper, but because I'm only showing a small portion of it, it's not really kind of screaming, you know, graphic paper, graphic bold paper here, which is good, right? Unless you wanted a graphic bold paper there. So I decided to have the sign that says mass incarceration in the United States smaller, and also on the bottom, because on the top I've got sky and I wanted to kind of keep that at the top, right? Like I'm thinking, yeah, that needs to be up there because it is sky. Do I feel that way every single time? No. And you know, that's perfectly okay as well. So there I am, putting that gold paper to the side. I'm going to cut out this ticket. I think I got a text from Christopher at this point saying, you know, come down. So I go downstairs, we do whatever we do, and now I am back finishing this layout. And as you can see, I have this sketch like right there. I thought, you know what, since I actually used a post-it note, maybe I should just put the post-it note over in the left-hand corner where the sketch goes. But then it might be a little bit too small. So I didn't want to do that to anyone, right? Like I didn't want anyone to be like, daggone, that post-it note is super teeny and I can't see a darn thing on it. So, because I would do that if I did not have my glasses on, right? Like I would be like, girl, can't see a daggone thing. So I am going to create a couple of clusters now. Now with this sketch, there is no title. There is no embellishment. There is no place telling you to journal. It is just kind of like wherever you want to make it happen. Sometimes I like using sketches like this where I get to make all of the decisions. Let's be real, I get to make all of the decisions no matter what sketch I use, but this one really does ask you to make the decisions, right? Do you not put a title on it? Do you not journal? Do you not decorate it? Like, what are the things? What decisions are you going to make with this sketch? So I really want to use these adhesive rhinestones. I can't call them brads. They're not really brads. And they eventually do go on the page, but not now, right? Like, I'm like, now is not the time. What I'm doing is trying to figure out a way to incorporate the ticket and the tag and also this bow because I like everything that I have going on there. For some reason, I decide to rip the bow in half and kind of make it look like ribbon coming out of the tag. And I love this, right? Like the bow was too big for my size of tag to have a full-on bow where the tag hole is. But ripping it in half made it look awesome. So super stoked about that and how that turned out. And then I'm going to do the same thing down below as well as whale. Wow, that was a deep twang. Okay. As well. So we go ahead and make that happen. And then what I'm going to do is kind of overlap the tag and another tag because I don't have a ticket exactly that color anymore, which is fine, right? Like it doesn't have to be exact matchy all around. I am going to add in a label though, a gold edged label, just like I said, I wasn't feeling gold on the layout for some reason. Got those little tags on there and I was like, oh, gold. You know what? This needs gold. It needs gold. I think it just needed a little touch of gold. I don't think it needed a big, bold stripe of gold is what I think happened with my thought process there, right? I am going to just use what is out in front of me. I use that hello word. I'm going to use the floral chipboard sticker that came on that packaging. I put a word phrase down that says never give up because I just think that that's funny. My sense of humor is a little weird and twisted sometimes, so I liked it. And yes, that is a butterfly that I placed on that little hump on the H. And you know, you hear that song, that Elton John song where he sings butterflies are free to fly, fly away, high away, And anyway, that song is kind of going through my head while I'm scrapbooking this layout because I saw that little butterfly. It doesn't go through my head every time, but for some reason, I saw a butterfly and I started singing that. So I went ahead and decided to use it, right? Like, that's just the way it is. So I gonna go ahead and get that floral nestled there. And then I'm going to bring in some of these planner stickers, which are thinner stickers, and I'm just bringing those in for a little bit of color. The windows are open and the train is blaring its horn. I don't know if that's going to come through the video, so if there was just a second of silence there and you didn't hear the train horn, that's why I paused for a second. It's weird because usually, you know, we're used to airplane noise and now we have train noise, but it either way doesn't bother me, whatever. But now I'm just going to go ahead and figure out what else I want to do. Ultimately, I decide not to put this there. It doesn't feel right. Something needs to go there, and I'm like, oh, I'm finally going to get that jewel down on the paper, right? I'm like, and here we are, making decisions, making things happen. And then I decide I might as well put the jewel over here as well, because that little corner is calling for it, right? It's just calling for it. So after I do that, I'm going to add in a couple more, and then I'm going to bring in these, I think they're glow-in-the-dark enamel dots that I got from Hobby Lobby ages ago, basically, and going to put those around as well. I'm going to also put one with the shiny enamel Brad wannabes. Brad wannabes, that's what they are, Brad wannabes. Because I felt like it needed a little bit more of that enamel dot kind of texture around those two areas. Now, I just am going to embellish in those two spots. I'm not worrying about embellishing anywhere else because I do what I want and my sketch is giving me that permission to do what I want. So anyway, guys, that is going to do it. Please join the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group where you'll find all of the Follow a Sketch Friday posted editions posted. They usually post a couple days before Friday. And that is going to do it for this layout. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again real soon for another video.